Hi Virgos, how are you? What are you guys doing? This is your tarot scope reading for the last week of October. And y'all got the Ace of Cups. Your overall energy for my Virgos out there is the Ace of Cups, which this is a fabulous energy. This is a great energy. It's all about new love, or it might just be like a new way of looking at things on an emotional level. Just maybe there was a belief that you held that was limiting, that you finally were just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, and I don't want to. It's really hard to do that. So anytime someone can look at like a belief system that they've held that has been maybe holding them back in love, or not just love, but just in relationships in general, and they can say, wow, this is not working for me, and move on. That's really amazing, and that takes so much courage, because it's very much easier just to stay in old patterns and continue to have that life. And it's very hard to really acknowledge that you've had a belief system that's been limiting you your whole life. So if that is the case, that's awesome. So whatever it is, you guys are in this new emotional space. Again, it could be a new relationship starting, or just a new way of looking at things, just new emotional look on life. Because in the past, I'm getting the Two of Pentacles for you guys. And this represents like making a choice, like juggling a choice. So maybe you were kind of juggling being the cost of being in a relationship versus having negative beliefs. But it is a choice that you made. Maybe it's an old relationship and a new one, but I do get a new energy. And then from the past, I do feel like you guys had a choice to make, and you made it. And this led to this new outlook, or this new relationship. Because what's mirroring you guys, like your conscious and subconscious, or above and below, you have such good cards. You have the Star, which the Star is like your conscious thoughts. This is about healing and hope, and being grounded and practical and connected, but also having like a connection to the ethereal and to your intuition and to all things spiritual. So it's like having a really good balance between both of those. And Virgos, I know that you guys your earth signs, but you tend to be very practical, very grounded. So it's really good for you guys to stay in touch with your intuition and your feelings, and just that connection that you have with a higher source, whatever you want to call it. But then underneath, which is subconscious, I have the Strength card. And the Strength card is about having strength, but not in a strong, like masculine, fear-based or dominant way, like strength-based. Like in the Strength card, she's like petting the lion, and the lion loves her, and the reason the lion serves her and protects her is not out of fear, it's out of love. So it's saying you guys might need sometimes to work on being loving and less militant. I love Virgos, though. I love Virgos. My mom is a Virgo. My best friend is a Virgo. But I know you guys want things done a certain way, and you like it done a very, very certain way. And sometimes your need for like organization and scheduling and to have things running smoothly gets in the way of being a little bit softer to people. So it's just need to work on that a little bit. But for your for your near outcome, you have the Empress. She is pregnant with the Earth in this card. I don't know why. Anyway, but the Empress is all about birth and pregnancy. And again, it's rarely is it a literal pregnancy, but who knows? If anybody here is trying to get pregnant or trying to have a baby, this is a good sign. But more than usually, it means like the birth of something, like maybe an idea or a creation or a business or just a new way of life. It's like something that you've been gestating on for a while, and it's time to birth it. Like if you guys have had an idea that you wanted to get out there, but you haven't said anything, or business, This is saying this is the time to do it. This is the time it'll be really successful. Because I do feel like you guys are in a new emotional place. It's just, you're ready for good things. I think COVID has been like really difficult for a lot of people, but I think Virgos, I just feel like you guys have benefited a lot. I feel like you've taken a lot of time and kind of like really done a lot of self-reflection, because kind of in your self-image, you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is awesome. This is like fire, earth. So this is like you have a lot of creativity. Oh my God, I couldn't say that. You know how like choreograph and choreographer, it's like, anyway. So you guys have a lot of creativity. You know what you're doing. And the king is like an authority. He's solid. Like he knows this. And the Pentacles is about money. So whatever you're doing, I feel like you see yourself making a lot of money doing something that you love. I have to look at take a deep breath because it is number 7. And then number 7, it's take a deep breath, and it's also number 7 in numerology. These are oracle cards by Colette Baron-Reid, and she's amazing. Okay, awesome. So, but it's saying don't let fear stop you. So that's exactly. So this is saying you guys have a lot of creative energy. You have a lot of ideas. You guys know what you're doing. And you know what it takes to be financially stable. Like you don't just waste your money. But it also says don't let fear hold you back from pursuing something. Like try not to base the present on past situations, because in your environment card, you guys have a really good reading. You have the 8 of Wands, and that's fire energy. So like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and it's your environment card. So something is going to happen, and something's going to happen fast. Like it's going to be speedy. So I really do feel like this is, of course, this isn't going to resonate for all Virgos, but I feel like this is, you're going to have a career opportunity, then it's just going to come in quick, and it's going to be kind of like a windfall. You might have to travel somewhere. I get that. I get some travel, but it's going to be fast. So kind of like preparation, meeting opportunity, like get ready because it's going to swoop in. And if you're ready for it, it's just going to fly. Your advice card is the World. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is the last card in the major arcana, and it means like the completion of a cycle. And I feel like you guys are wrapping up a cycle and you're beginning something brand new, because I have this whole like new emotional energy that you guys are really like kind of softening up. And I know that you guys are like, how dare you? It's hard for you guys sometimes to show how much you care about things. And Virgos get a bad rap. I know they do, because like they just show they care so differently than a lot of the other signs. Like they show they care by making sure y'all show you care by making sure people like get up on time, and you have a schedule ready for them, and you make sure that their car insurance is renewed. I mean, you guys kind of show your love with making sure people's shit gets together and they don't just let themselves like fly off. So a lot of people think you guys can come off as like militant or like bossy, but that's really not. That's just how you show your love. But it's saying you guys are kind of wrapping up a cycle. And for kind of your outcome card, you have the King of Swords, which this is so Virgo. This is so y'all. Because kings are all about fire. So it's about like passion, drive, ambition, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy. And then of course the swords, which is y'all's energy, which is air sign. So this is like you, and again, this is kind of like repeating. You guys have so much fire in you, and you're so creative and you're so passionate, but then you're very logical and you're very practical. You're very logical. Swords, it's like, you don't always let people see how excitable you are or how excited you are about things, but it's there. But you guys just kind of like keep that stone Virgo face. You're just like, you don't necessarily show your emotions just because that's not necessarily who you guys are. You guys are kind of more stoic, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you have to show people a little bit just so they know, even though you're totally feeling it. And then, but you guys are also very, very practical and logical. Those are very Virgo qualities, but you're very fiery and passionate inside, and people don't always see that. You guys have such a freaking good reading. This is your signifier card for your the King of Swords is Tender Embrace. These cards are so pretty, and it's 22, which is a master number, but that's a number of responsibility for other people and helping people connect. But also it's a 4, which is hard work, which is, you guys are all about that. You guys are always, you will work yourselves to death if people let you. So hopefully you guys have a couple people in your life that will pull you back when you guys work so hard, when you work too hard. Compassion, warm-hearted, care for self and others, sensitivity, empathy, benevolence, and kindness. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So your King of Swords, it's saying just remember to be like loving and caring and show that to the people you love as well, and they'll show that to you. Just because you guys tend to be a little stone-faced sometimes, but it's just because that's who you are. And again, I love Virgos. My mom's a Virgo, my best friend's a Virgo, and they are both exactly like that. But they show their love by making sure my shit gets done and make sure I'm on schedule. But for like an outcome card altogether, you guys, the Sun card, and this is like the best card in the deck. So you guys are just like in a good space right now. You have the Ace of Cups, which I really do think that could be like a new relationship or a new relationship within an old existing one, if that makes any sense. Sometimes you kind of start over with the same person. You have the Call of the Muse, and that is 31 and 4. So again, you have like a lot of, you guys are always working hard though. Creative expression, bringing in the flow of creativity, tuning in to inspiration, allowing creativity without being self-conscious, writing and journaling as a means of connection. Perfect. And then you also have the Page of Swords, which again, this is such Virgo energy. Page of Swords is like, again, somebody really excited about doing things, about life, having good ideas, wanting to put something new out there. But then having that just very, you think it through. Like it's all about logic. It's all about, sometimes you can even come off as like uncaring or unkind just because you guys are an air sign and you tend to be detached. And just because you're a little detached doesn't mean you don't care. It's just not how everybody expresses it. And people kind of, they take that as cold and sometimes. But I mean, you're not. You guys are just how you are. You're air signs. You know how you want things, you get it done. But then you have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is saying you guys be really careful about where you're putting your time, your energy, your resources, and take stock, take evaluation of where all your resources are going, and think, am I getting the return on investment from this that I need to be getting, that you're putting in? And if you're not, kind of reevaluate, because you are in such a good place. It is saying creatively, I really do feel like it's more like working creatively. You're about to have something big happen. If you're about to put an idea or like a business out, now is the time to do it, because it's going to move quickly. If there's a new job position you're looking for, it's going to happen fast. I see travel, I see speed. You guys are prepared, you're ready, you're logical. You're just in a really good spot. I think the only thing that really I would work on is showing your emotion a little bit to others and being a little bit more conscious of being kind of like loving and friendly acting, which sounds super ridiculous and annoying, but because we're so socially conditioned to think that being loving means a certain way, and you guys might not just have that innately in you. Sometimes you have to work on it just to kind of please the collective consciousness of the world and get more of the things that you want. But you guys are pretty much on a great upswing, and it's looking good for you guys this October. So I hope that helped, and I will see you guys in November.